Alright guys, this is how you sand without doing a lot of scrubbing. Take your old drill press, put on a rubber wheel from a sanding wheel that you'd put on a drill, set it up next to your tire, give it a spin. You got your water because we're going to wet sand this. You got your 220, you got your 320, your 600, your 1000. Whole thing probably take me a few hours. Let's get it good and wet. And this is what we're going to do for the next couple hours. At least that's what I'm going to do. While sanding my wheel, using my little jig here and my drill press, I want to minimize the side pressure on the chuck. Drill presses weren't made to take that kind of side pressure over a period of time. So what I've chosen to do is leave the sandpaper on the sanding drum, which just increases the traction a little bit. Besides, it's wearing a little tiny bit on the right side of the tire, and if you have a Valkyrie, you know that the left side will soon catch up. So typically what I do is just press it up here against lightly, spin the wheel a little bit just to get it going, and then turn it on. When I decide to stop the wheel, I usually pull the drill press off of it first, shut off the drill, and you can see that this jig that I've built for the wheel moves smoothly enough that it will coast for quite a little while. Alright, so let's talk about what I'm using to spin this wheel. First thing I did is got myself just a piece of used 2x6, drilled a 1-inch hole in it with a Forstner bit. I put a lap of tape around the head of the axle and pushed it down in there, and it's good and snug. I don't have anything else holding the axle in. On top of that, I put just a 2x4. That just raises the wheel up enough the tire's not going to touch. And then the last piece, just something I cut out. 2 1/8-inch hole isn't big enough, so I had to use a jigsaw to make a 2 1/2-inch hole, and put some just general moly grease on it. And that sits very nicely right on top of that. Doesn't hurt anything. You can flip the wheel over. That'll work for both sides. So I just put this down, center it, drop the wheel down on top of it, and off you go. Alright, this wheel, as you're looking at it, it's been sanded down to 1000 grit smooth just by holding my hand on the wheel as we rotate it around. This time, since we're going to use the drill and the buffing wheel, I've put the drill press on its slowest speed, and since we're using the drill, eye protection, and this is kind of a noisy one, so ear protection. This is Black Rouge on a 6-inch wheel, and I recommend at least a 6-inch, because when you're trying to get in here to the spokes, if you're using a 4-inch buffer, you won't be able to clear the tire on your way into getting to this. Now watch, you'll see the buff, you'll see the shine come up on here pretty fast. I'll start with a fairly heavy pressure and then lighten the pressure as it polishes up a little bit. Hey, if anybody asks if this is a great process for polishing your wheels, tell them you think it is. Thanks for watching.